Hey guys, excited to be here with OneRepublic on their Honda Civic Tour, taking your questions. Cisco is the official Wi-Fi and technology partner on the OneRepublic Tour, keeping them connected on the road. So, hi guys. Thanks for joining us. So we actually had some people submit some questions when the Facebook Live was first announced. So we're going to start with Marta. And Marta asked, what was it like to open for U2 earlier this year?
What was it like?
Marta, that's a really great question.
Very
Not
good.
a lot of people could answer that.
I feel like you guys could answer that.
We might.
I think we'll try. It was really incredible for us in a lot of different ways. From the inspirational aspect of it to kind of seeing what it takes to keep a band together for 30 plus years and the amount of effort that those guys put into every aspect of their music making and their touring and everything. It's been really incredible to kind of pull back the curtain and see the amount of effort that it takes to be the best band in the world. And we have very huge goals because of it.
Very well put.
Nice. Are you guys going to be together, do you think, longer than U2?
1 year.
I don't know
time.
how to
Let's
answer
not get ahead
that.
of
Yeah.
ourselves.
They did have
Let's not get ahead
that,
of ourselves.
I see that.
They started age 17 as a band, so
and they had all those decades of
they had 10 years on us.
tax sheltering.
I feel like people are living longer, though, these days, so you
true.
definitely,
That's
you
true.
definitely have a chance.
That's true. With the right kind of immunogene therapy, I think we could probably last at least twice as long.
All right, moving on. Amelia asked, what is your favorite song to play live?
Currently, that's a good question.
I think that's constantly changing, right?
Yeah.
Maybe we go, everyone.
Yeah.
Eddie?
Let's hear.
Oh, man. I like them all, actually. Just ones that get me in groove. I don't know. I mean, geez. Like Brent said, they constantly change.
I think right now for me, I Lived.
I Lived is really good. I think I like the way the crowd reacts to that.
Yeah.
It motivates me. Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah.
I've really been enjoying playing Kids live on this tour, and I'm realizing that we have, like, every song in our set at some point has been the most recent thing that we've played, and so every song has really had its turn being our favorite thing that we're playing live, and that song is still very, like, fresh to us, and it's still kind of getting perfected, I think, a little bit better every time we play
Which
it.
song?
Kids.
Oh, Kids, yeah.
And I've really enjoyed, like, kind of watching that song come to life in the live setting.
I like playing Better, too. Better's nice.
Definitely.
Ryan?
My favorite song is whatever the most recent, or the freshest, like, newest song is, typically. I don't know. I don't know what my I really enjoy, and this is kind of like cheating because it's not even our songs, but we do a couple songs that I wrote for other artists years ago. Well, I guess not all of them are years ago, but in the past, and I really enjoy that moment because there's songs that kind of grew their own life and went on to be rather well known, and I haven't gotten bored of playing them. They still feel new to me, so I really enjoyed that moment. I enjoy that moment in the set, I think, probably more because I get to sit down it's the only 5 minutes really of the 5 or 10 minutes of the show where I'm not being super, super active. So I think that's probably part of it is I'm just like, oh, thank God, I'm sitting down.
Breath. You're catching your breath.
Yeah.
I like it. Ingrid asked, what is each of your favorite outdoor activities? So it could be on the road, when you're at home.
Skiing, downhill skiing combined with downhill mountain biking. Those are my two favorite outdoor activities. You next.
I would say any type of cycling is basically when I'm the happiest.
Zachary
Soccer
Elizabeth?
and snowboarding for me.
Hiking and whitewater rafting.
Ooh,
I'd say
I like it.
snowboarding for me.
Good answer.
Good answer.
You get to live.
Wrong answer.
We have a next one. John asked, if you weren't doing music-related work, what else do you think you would have done?
I would like to not think about that. But, yeah.
I would have gone into film. I would have gone into film production, television.
What role?
Probably production. I think I would have dabbled in acting because I did that for years, and I would have dabbled in it. And if something had like clicked early on, I probably would have been like, "Oh, I'm going to be an actor." But if it hadn't, that's such a kind of law of diminishing returns career pursuit that. If something hadn't clicked, I think I would have been on the production side. And all my roommates, when I moved to LA, everyone that we knew was going into television production or film or music videos. So
We actually did TV production for a while.
yeah, so I would have done that, and I had enough couple contacts in LA that I could have I think ended up producing. So probably behind the camera. Development, that kind of thing. Producer, yeah. But then part of me is also like, I love traveling. So an ideal TV gig for me would have been like one of the guys that like travels around the world and kind of has a show about it, like the culture. Whoops.
That's my
it's my
ideal
Cisco
gig.
phone.
How do I get on that gig?
Yeah, would have done like some kind of travel documentary style show would have been amazing because Anthony Bourdain to me has like the best job ever. So
He does have the best job ever.
that would have been my gig. What about Drew? What about Drew?
Oh man, I would have gone into heartless high finance. I'd be a soulless
Hedge fund
banker.
manager. Nice. Hedge fund manager.
That's where it's at, man. They got the money and the power,
But don't
the
they end up in
political
prison
influence.
at some point? I don't know.
Everybody has to pay the piper.
Top of the food chain, man. Top of
Zach?
the food chain. Maybe something like sports science related, or working with
Bodybuilding.
teams,
Bodybuilding.
or just bodybuilding. Just
Just like making
Just that.
omega protein powder.
Yeah.
Would you be like in those like shows where you like
No,
these
not
dudes,
at all.
you're
We,
all oiled up and you're
I think-
flexing.
No,
Yeah.
none of that.
Zach, I can see Zach doing that.
That's Zach.
Kind of
Stop
derailed.
seeing that.
Yeah.
Stop seeing
Yeah, I think
He was talking about really
I can see
noble
it.
ambitions that are close to his heart. And
I
you
would've-
just put him right
Talking
back in a
about
box.
Working with sports teams.
I would have worked on my six pack.
Okay. Hey man, that's a thing. That's
It
a
is.
thing.
It is a thing.
Eddie, come on.
Oh man, I used to want to do like race motorcycles to
That's cool.
sports to anything, but I like building things, so I was really into construction and stuff like that too. So,
Oh,
Home
maybe
building.
architecture.
Home building.
yeah,
Oh,
Actually, that goes right into mine. Architect.
great
awesome.
segue.
Yeah.
I'll design it. You build it.
Yes.
What kind of stuff though? Like commercial or like residential?
Residential.
We're talking residential. Very cool. Here's one from Jade. If you could describe yourself in one word or phrase, what would they be?
Tired.
You're too young to be tired. You're not allowed to be tired.
Sleepy.
Any age? I don't know.
No, you're right. You're
Just
right. You
kidding.
can't.
I don't know.
One word.
One word.
word.
It could
One
be. It could be
word.
2 words. You know what? Maybe even 3 if you really need it.
Nomad. Nomadic. For me.
That is good for you, actually. Yeah. Nomadic.
What about you, Zach?
I'd like to sum everything up. The word balance. I think
that's a good one.
I was talking with a friend of mine today, and I feel like the key to my sense of like happiness or peace is just living in balance. Just everything balanced. Nothing way off. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. I think we all can use some of that for sure, especially living in LA.
I'll cut back on some of that protein then.
Balance.
Oh, he lives in Indiana. That's well, it's
Not
probably-
really Indiana, no.
Yeah,
But I know where it is on a
Right
map.
there. It's like right next to the.
I know where it is. It's there.
I went to a public school, so I don't
I'm not
remember
there.
geography at all. Anyone else?
Eddie Ray?
I'd be like quiet, fidgety.
Quite fidgety.
Quiet.
That's a good compound word. Yeah.
yeah.
You know.
Fidgety.
Okay, come on, Drew. What is it? You have it. You have it.
Particular?
Oh,
Opinionated?
Opinionated.
Particularly opinionated.
I'm learning a lot about you guys just from this one question. Ryan.
Constipated? No, I'm just kidding. You said opinion.
That's not true.
I would say maybe insatiable.
Ooh. Yeah.
And spastic.
I'm a bit insatiable.
That's deep, man.
Manic
That
would be
is
part
deep.
of it, but I'm a bit insatiable. I just kind of like, okay, that was cool. What's next? Let's keep going.
That's
Yeah.
good.
That was
I
good,
can't believe
guys.
I've never described you as insatiable before.
Pretty. It's the nicest word to describe something not so nice.
I feel like that should definitely be like a title for a song or something. It needs to
I'm
be-
pretty
and
sure.
You need to work it in there somewhere. That has to be in one of those things. All right, moving on. Alicia, what song from the album Oh My took the longest or was the hardest to write?
Wherever I go, for sure. That took forever.
And I guess I can follow up and ask why. What was it about that took?
The mix,
weird.
the balance. It's a weird song. I think that's why we were drawn to it. The balance, the mix of that song. I think there was 22 mixes done. We couldn't get it. There was a certain magic that the demo had, but the demo was also kind of shitty. So we knew we couldn't put it out sounding like that. So we had to have it mixed. And when you mix something, it's like it really pulls the curtain back on any problems, inconsistencies, like pulling it's like lifting the hood of a car and really getting in there and figuring out what's wrong with it. And that song had so many components. When the chorus kicks in, there's so many different instruments doing this kind of very choreographed movement, and getting the balance of all those where you can hear all of them but not losing energy. It was a nightmare. Honestly, it was like that song was a nightmare for mixing and for finishing. I mean, it took ages. It took way longer than it should have. That was the hardest one on the album, I think.
How good did it feel for you guys to actually get it finished?
It felt great, but then we were still going, wait a minute, is it done? Like, so it never really felt like, even the final mix, I remember Brent was like, wait a minute. The levels are off. I mean, it was like he was like,
Oh, Brent.
we forgot to. The guitar's doing a wrong chord in the fourth bar.
That was true.
that
was
true.
not my fault.
Yeah,
We actually had
so dumb.
one of the first songs that we wrote for what became Oh My. We loved so much that we never actually got comfortable enough with it to put it on the record.
Wow.
So it's like I think the other answer to that would be the one that took the longest didn't even make it.
That's true. Yeah, there was a handful of songs that we loved so much, and nothing ever beat the demo. But the demo wasn't complete, so we just didn't put it out. It's
Wow.
crazy.
Do you think you'll go on the next ones?
I don't know. There
Or is
probably
it
there's
dead?
a couple songs that will. I think there's a handful, probably 3 or 4 songs out of all the ones that were written that will eventually come out in on one of our future projects. I think that for Oh My, we spent too much time making it, and originally it was going to be 9 songs. Somehow that turned into 16. I mean, it just turned into Crazyville. It was just like so much time passed while we were making it, and we were touring on it, or we were touring on Native while making it, and then home. That it's basically 3 different albums. Like in 2017, you would never drop that album. You would partition it into 3 EPs,
Right.
and you would just kind of drop a song, drop an EP, drop a song. You would never drop that album as it is. So it will be the last of its kind for us, that's for sure.
Cool. So a music teacher asked, what would you say to inspire future musicians? And I feel like you guys have a cool story about your coming up and how you guys broke through.
Go into architecture.
Don't do
Don't
that.
do music. Architecture.
Start out with a hedge
If you
fund.
actually want to play music, don't
Okay.
join a band.
So, download a computer, get some software.
Throw it away.
I would, to encourage musicians, I mean, I think it depends on what they want to do. If they want to be in a band or they want to teach music, do you want to be in a jazz band? That's such like a broad question.
I'm guessing they want to be in a band.
Be an artist.
Is what I'm. Yeah. Like a.
I would get really, really, really good at writing songs. Really good at writing songs and make that your single greatest talent and your ability to perform them. Otherwise, you will just be featuring on DJs for the next 20 years. Learn an instrument, really, really good. And even though music right now feels like it's all laptop, driven, being able to play piano or guitar will never be out of fashion. And I think it's critical to understanding music.
Try to see what you can do that's not following a trend.
Yeah, which would be just like writing great songs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Write really great songs where there's no vocal chop and no drop. So try to do that, kids.
I feel like Zach has something. Zach, I could feel it.
No dance drop. Just write a great song.
What's your thing?
No, all these answers are giving me anxiety.
Back.
They're
It's
so
bringing
true
you back.
that I'm like, where are we going with this? Yeah. No, these are good answers.
Bring bands back. Start a band.
Bring bands
Be
back. I like
counterculture. Put down the laptop. Pick up the guitar. Get a drummer. Get a bass player. Get a singer.
For the love of God, stop fixing all your mistakes.
Yes.
That's what makes music great. You got to
stop-
leave them in there.
Stop being flawless. Write great songs. Start a band. And because that's going to cycle back around here in the next handful of years, and then you're going to wish you were at the tip of the spear. So start that band. Get that band going.
I like it. What do you guys do backstage when the opening acts are playing?
A lot of guys play video games. Most of it's tour by tour. This tour has turned into like a lot of Call of Duty backstage.
We're gonna watch the fight tonight.
There's a big screen tonight. We're gonna watch the McGregor-Mayweather fight. Everybody does something different. I go for a run during the opening acts, or I'm working on music. I'm very, as least as possible. I'm specifically me, and occasionally, depending on the city we're in, some of the other guys. I avoid the venue at all costs until literally right before the show. I don't like venues. I don't like being in venues. That gives me anxiety. And
You hear that, venues?
Yeah, sorry.
Stop giving Ryan anxiety, venues. Stop
I
it.
just don't like it because they're super loud. You're just constantly hearing this like bass frequency from the opening acts.
Yeah.
At the beginning of a tour, I like to watch the opening acts each at least once. So I've done it and I've seen them. But then the rest of the tour, I'm pretty much a ghost until right before showtime. And that's and then like today in San Francisco, when we're in cities like this. A lot of us will get hotels in the city and spend the day in the city. Like today in San Fran was beautiful, and we try to pretend like we have a day off by being in the city, and then we shoot out to the venue for the show.
You take the time, guys.
Yeah.
Eddie, what do you do? Do you watch the opening act? The question is, can you repeat the question, please? The question is,
what was the question?
What do you do?
I know.
What do you do before a show?
Whatever keeps me up, man. It changes daily. Like, we'll eat. Some of us work out, play video games, watch movies.
Well, he's the only one with an instrument backstage, so he's actually practicing before
cool.
the
show.
I have a warm-up kit that I play on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes I play Eddie's drums when he's not around.
Hey, you can.
And
They're yours
adjust
too,
all of
buddy.
them.
yeah, I
Sideways.
turn him around.
My
get 'em
drums
all.
are yours, buddy.
You play better when you're frustrated. So I just try to frustrate Eddie. And I try to catch as many of the opening sets as I can, which for us is kind of hard because a lot of times we have obligations that pop up right before we play.
Like
And-
this.
Nothing this fun.
Yeah, this is
but
fun.
it's really, it's tough to actually catch an opening act's full set with our schedule, and so I try to kind of patchwork as many of the opening sets together as I can. And also, it's just, as a musician, it's interesting to see the way that other musicians change small nuanced things from night to night. I feel like that it's really enjoyable to kind of take away the smallest bit from every live performance that you can.
That's good. Yeah. So tonight is the fight, and everyone is talking about it.
McGregor.
So, all right, guys, spill it. Who's gonna win, Mayweather or McGregor?
I think they both kind of already won.
They've already
with how
won.
they're getting
They made all
paid.
the money.
One gets $375 million, the other one gets $100 million. I'd say that's a
one
win.
gets 100 million, one gets 30 million.
But who's gonna get
no, I
like
thought-
bloody and like
At this
fall down,
point,
knockout?
the money has gotten so ridiculous that
Right.
I've lost half of my interest because it's like, man, this is a circus. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Can we spill the
And I honestly
secret?
don't know. Yeah, we know who's gonna win.
No.
What?
No,
Sorry.
no. The secret is we actually have a TV side stage tonight. So every time
Courtesy
we
of-
walk off,
courtesi of
we're
Cisco
watching the
Wi-Fi.
game, or the,
Yes.
Thank God for
That's
your
amazing.
wicked
We're
Still
fast
gonna focus on the show though, and it's gonna be
Right,
a
but they're both happening at the same time,
time.
so it's going to be a little
Yeah,
bit of a
this is
challenge.
actually, I haven't thought about this till right now. This is gonna. We're
gonna
gonna be
drive me
playing
insane.
for the most distracted audience of our career.
I know.
Yeah.
It's gonna drive me insane. I hope McGregor wins. That's my whole thing. I
Okay.
hope McGregor wins.
else?
I hope it brings the fight to him, and Mayweather actually doesn't just dodge punches, but like engages. That's what I hope.
It'd be a good fight.
I hope it's at least 3 rounds, man. I hope people get their money's worth.
Yeah.
yeah.
I hope nobody gets hurt.
Is that a thing in boxing? I don't know if that's.
I mean, I hope.
I don't know. if
I
that's
hope.
a thing.
Okay, I hope.
I think.
I
your job
hope
is
nobody
to sit there
gets
and get
like
hurt.
really hurt. That's my one.
No
You
ear
know?
biting. No ear biting.
none
No,
of
ear
that,
biting's
none of that.
fine.
Play
Oh,
fair,
ear biting.
play
Yeah,
fair,
that's
play
fine.
fair.
Sorry.
I just don't want anybody to like have anything really terrible happen to them.
I agree. Well, you guys, thank you so much. This was great. It was super fun to catch up with you guys. You guys, thank you for joining us. Please check out the post after this and click on the link to learn more about the Cisco and the OneRepublic partnership. And you guys have a great show, and I will see you out there.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank
guys.
you.
you.
Bye, guys.
Go.
Love you.
Go.
Let's go.